my friends, it's Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart, and it's another Wellness Wednesday. I really do enjoy just getting on and having a good chat, just more as a reminder, not only for everybody who watches it, but for myself about just some important tips and things that we can do to be more healthy. Now, I do want to preface this video by saying I'm not a health coach. I'm not a health professional in any way. These are just tips that I have received from health professionals or from different health classes that I've taken and things. And it's just nice to get on and share some of this information just so I can go back and rewatch it, or you can go back and rewatch it, and we can have that reminder of how we're trying to be healthy and how we can instill more healthy habits in our lives. So today I wanted to talk about the importance of 5 to 6 small meals a day and the difference between trying to get in those small meals with frequency instead of having 3 big or 3 square meals a day as we call it. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so 3 meals a day versus 6 meals a day. So I wanted to start talking about this with a study that was done by a man over at the University of Toronto. And he did a study. He got a group of people, and half of this group he had eating 3 square meals a day. And let me say this first. So all of the people ate the same amount of food and the same exact calories, okay? So for the first subject group, he had them eat these 3 meals, like all the food, divided it up into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for the second subject group, he took all of that food and then divided it up into 6 small meals that were eaten between 2.5 to 3 hours in frequency. And the results that happened from this study was that the group that had more frequent small meals lost weight faster, had more energy, lowered cholesterol, lowered blood sugar, or not lower, it was, and more even blood sugar. Anyway, so they had all of these health benefits, where the group that had the 3 square meals a day didn't have those same benefits. So that's the beginning of this conversation. I have been to multiple health classes and I've been to several Weight Watchers meetings, and I don't think it matters what health plan you have chosen. I think that kind of across the board, it has been discovered or suggested that we need to have frequent small meals throughout our day instead of indulging in 3 square meals a day. And the benefits and reasons for doing this have been tested and proven across the board. So I have a little list here. Let me read to you some of the benefits and reasons why we are encouraged to have small meals, okay? So here's some science to why we should have small fueling meals. First of all, as the study suggested, we will lose weight faster. And a lot of times when we're trying to get on a healthy habit or have more health in our lives, losing weight is sometimes that main reason or the ultimate goal. Not always. Sometimes some of us may have health issues that we want to gain weight because we feel we are too thin, or maybe we have other health concerns that we're trying to gain, and weight loss isn't one of them. But for the majority of the time, it's that we want to have weight loss. So for me, I'm like, oh, well, I definitely want to lose weight faster. So that's kind of a fun byproduct of having smaller meals, okay? The second one is it controls hunger. Hello, like I have experienced this so many times. If I miss one of my small meals, I've noticed that personally, like I lose control of my ability to make good choices. I go in the kitchen, I'm fixing the kids their snack, and before I know it, I've downed 3 handfuls of Cheez-It crackers, and I'm like, well, I have no idea how many calories were in that. I have no idea how many Cheez-It crackers I've just consumed. So let's just call it a day and make it work, you know? So it definitely helps control hunger. I have attested to that. I am proof of that, okay? Another benefit, it helps reduce blood insulin. It lowers total cholesterol levels. It reduces that bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol level. It depresses glucose levels, increases bile acid secretion, whatever that is. It reduces, let's see, a bunch of other stuff. Okay, reduces flactatious in fullness, fluctuations. I can't read. Okay, reduces fluctuations in fullness. So you have a more steady stream. So when I went to this class one time, they explained it like this. I think that what were they measuring? I'm going to say it was your insulin is probably what they were measuring. For some reason, I want to say it was your blood sugar, but let's just say insulin because I think that's what it was. Anyway, they showed us a chart, and on one chart, they said, this is the insulin of a person that eats 3 meals a day. And the chart went like this, like up and down and up and down and up and down. Highs, drastic highs, and drastic lows. The problem with that, and it's the same in our blood sugar, up and down, up and down. Is insulin blood sugar? Maybe that's the same thing. Obviously, I'm not a health professional, but now it's like clicking in my head. I'm pretty sure it's the same. Anyway, so this is not healthy because then when we hit our low lows on this scale, we run to the kitchen, we gorge in whatever we can find. For me, it's never healthy. It's always either super salty, so like chips and salsa or whatever, or super sweet. I'm like downing the extra donuts or the pie or the crackers or whatever it is that I can find, okay? Up and down. So then when we hit that low, we gorge, then it goes whoop, and we're up high again and we feel pretty good. And then it quickly kind of dips and drops because we haven't had any nutritious meal to kind of balance everything out. For those who have had 5 to 6 small meals, then the graph kind of looks like this. And it's more along a steady line. We don't have such highs and such lows. And that's important because then each time we go to the kitchen, we have a plan of what we can eat. We're not starving, so we don't feel deprived. So we feel like sticking to that plan is possible. And then by the end of the day, we feel satisfied. We have felt satisfied all day, which is huge, which is key. Guys, nobody wants to be on this health plan or this food idea or whatever menu, and then come noon or 1 o'clock feel like I am starving, I'm not eating anything, and I'm frustrated all of the time. So then by the time 3 o'clock hits, if you're like me, then you just throw your hands up in the air and you're like, whatever, just let me eat. This is not a healthy habit. So my suggestion and recommendation today is we need to be planning out to consume 5 to 6 small meals a day. The benefits way outweigh what 3 square meals a day would do. And I personally have experienced this. So what does 5 to 6 small meals a day look for me? On a regular good day, because let's be honest, I don't have good days all of the time, but on a regular good day, I usually wake up about 6:30 in the morning. So between 6:30 and 7, and the kids are up before then, so let's be honest, they're like put on Disney Junior and just hope that they don't hurt themselves while I put myself together. Go downstairs, and I usually have like a small cup of apple cider vinegar tea, and it's just kind of like, I've been told it's like a metabolic good tea to start with. So it's like apple cider vinegar, lemon. I use lemon oil, and I just put like lemon oil drops and then a little bit of sweetener. So you can use like Splenda or Truvia if you're more of a purist, or you can use honey if you want to do that. Anyway, so a little bit of a sweetener, and I drink that like kind of the first thing in the morning. And that'll kind of start me off. And then I start my meals at between 7 and 7:30. I try to get a little closer to 7:30 just so that my day rounds out well. So at 7:30, I'll have breakfast, and then I have a snack at 10. Lunch, is between 12 and 12:30. 3 o'clock is my snack, and then we will have dinner about 6 o'clock. Now that's the longest stretch between meals is 3 and 6. So it can be a little bit challenging because it is a full 3 hours. And sometimes my husband doesn't get home from work right at 6 o'clock, so we're not sitting down until 6:15 or, a little thereafter or whatever. So sometimes between 3 and 6, about 4:30, 5 o'clock, I will have a small protein snack. We're talking like string cheese or a little peanut butter on an apple or something like that. So I have closer to 5 meals because then by the time I'm done with dinner, I wrap up the day, put the kids to bed, finish whatever work I need to get done, and it's bedtime for me. And I usually just have like a big glass of water at the end of my day. So that's what 5 to 6 meals look like for me. And in the beginning, I had to set a timer on my phone or on the counter that would ring every 2.5 hours or 3 hours so that I would be reminded, okay, it's time to eat. And I know that might sound silly because why are we reminding ourselves to eat? But as a busy mama, a lot of times it's hard for me to schedule in these healthy snacks and healthy meals when I'm constantly, giving my kids whatever I can find, crackers or, I'll give them like healthy food too, like carrot sticks or celery sticks or whatever, but usually I just like lace them with peanut butter or cheese or something like that, and then I'll just eat whatever they're eating. And although that those are good choices, they don't necessarily satisfy what I need to be consuming in regards to like a good protein, carb balanced meal. So anyway, so that's kind of the topic for today. I don't want to like get too long-winded, but hopefully you are reminded and feel some encouragement about the importance of 5 to 6 small meals a day. Eating 3 large meals a day doesn't benefit anybody. And if you think back on those days when you do eat that way, how does it make you feel? A lot of times if I have like a really big lunch or a really big dinner, then I just feel lethargic. It sits in my stomach for a long time. I just want to like, bleh, you just feel gross. And having these like small meals throughout the day, which, have a balanced caloric intake and a balanced protein carb intake, it really does give you energy. It gives you kind of this, zest for life that is important, especially when you're trying to be on a good health challenge or have a good health direction. So that would be my challenge to all of you, is to plan out. Now, I've said this before, and I'll just kind of briefly mention it here at the end. Planning is essential. If you don't plan, then you plan to fail. Isn't that how it goes? And then Edna Mode from The Incredibles, she says, luck favors the prepared. I really feel like planning is an essential part for my health goals. So I do need to have you can get just a piece of binder paper. You can look on the internet. There's tons of creative people who have free printables where you can write breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then maybe a snack after dinner, or maybe 2 snacks in between lunch and dinner, the way that I do it. But write down those things. You might want to search for a list of different meal ideas if you feel like you don't know where to even start for that. But it really will hold a lot of benefit and a lot of value to you. If you are away from home, it might cause more challenge because you need to pack that stuff in your, lunch pail or whatever on your way to work or wherever you spend the majority of your day. I am here at home, so I would like to say that it's a little bit easier, but if I don't plan it, I just eat what the kids are eating. And a lot of times it's not that balanced, nutritious meal that my body's craving. Consequently, that results in me eating the extra Oreos that are in the pantry, which result in more Oreos, which then turns into 8 granola bars or whatever. So anyway, long-winded. I'm sorry that I kind of got that way, but I wanted to just cover this topic and remind myself and remind anyone who just needed that reminder, that encouragement, that we really do want to be trying to have 5 to 6 smaller meals a day. Try to eat between 2.5 and 3 hour increments. Don't go more than 3 hours if you can without having some kind of small protein snack. And that could include a string cheese or a hard-boiled egg, or like I mentioned, an apple with some peanut butter on it or something, just so that you can have it in your stomach and you're not feeling like a raging, hungry individual when it comes time for the meal. So then you end up, if you're at a restaurant, ordering more than you need or piling your plate up with more than you need and that sort of thing. So anyway, hopefully you have a really great health journey and you have good ideas or good motivation to stick to the cause and try to continue to move forward. Check back here for more health videos if you're looking for it. I also am going to recommend here at the very end of my video, Tangi, the Caver's wife, and Trish over at Just So Trish do a really great health collaboration together. And on Wednesday mornings, they just have a live chat where they discuss whatever topic is, relevant at that time. So this morning they were talking about how do you stay motivated when you don't feel motivation, or you're not seeing results, so you don't feel motivated. Guys, it was awesome, super motivating, and it kind of helps remind you to get back on track. The community is where we find strength in whatever health goals we're trying to achieve. Have a good one, guys. We'll talk to you later.